Hi Libra, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for June 2021. So we're going to get into your current energies, your or the recent past, your current energy, and then the near future. And then I'm actually going to pull an extra row for the monthlies now. So we'll get into what Spirit wants you to know, or if there's something specific that you need to focus on. So guys, this is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. It's not going to resonate for every Libra. Also, after the reading, I'm going to pick up all the cards, check into whoever's on your mind. So your person's energy and then your energy. Okay, one more cut. And let's get into it. For Libra, we've got the Chariot in reverse, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, the Knight of Swords, the Four of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Four of Wands, the Knight of Wands in reverse, the Eight of Swords in reverse, the Page of Wands, the Fool in reverse, Two of Pentacles, and then the Sun in reverse. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. So I feel like this is you trying to balance things out in your life. It could be that you're trying to offer things to the people around you, and maybe you feel like those people aren't willing to accept it. I'm not sure why that message is coming through. Something here feels like maybe you need to take a step back for a second and figure out what it is that's going to make you feel balanced versus trying to create balance for the people around you. Let's get into the cards and see how this plays out. We have the Chariot in reverse, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and the Knight of Swords. So the first thing I feel like this is saying to you is, this is perfect. So the Four of Pentacles is not holding back from things anymore. Maybe there's a sense of having an ability to spend a little bit more than you could before. Maybe resources were a little less available to you, or you had some issues with work, whatever it may be. This feels like you're able to actually move forward. But with the Chariot in reverse, there's something I think you're hesitating to take a step towards or move towards. If you are deciding whether you want to move locations, homes, this is taking a step back and really questioning whether this is the right move for you. If you have to buy or sell a house, I think this is a timeout. So maybe there's something that had halted, and all of a sudden you decided, okay, well, in the past there wasn't enough money to make this move, and now there is. And then this could also be about maybe travel plans that had to be put on hold because in the past there wasn't enough resources. Now there is, but you can't quite move towards doing that the way that you wanted to. With the Knight of Wands, this is really coming in quickly and telling me that if there's a person in your life, I'm going to get a lot of messages, guys. So I want to make it as broad as possible. Stick with me because many of them may not resonate for you. We're just trying to reach as many people as possible. With the Knight of Swords, I feel like there's an energy of somebody that is coming towards you. They want to let you know that they know they were holding back in the past. They could have been quite selfish, self-centered. Whatever it was, they want to come and speak their truth, and they're going to do it very quickly. It could be in the month of July because we have the Chariot card. So I'd say hold on tight. If you're not ready for this person to come in, you may want to just be prepared for it. It's just kind of one of those, just keep it in the back of your mind. It's not going to happen for everybody, but it could definitely be something that's going to come towards you in the month of July. This could also be just recognizing that something isn't going to go anywhere, and it doesn't matter what this person says to you. Because of their past actions, you may just choose not to deal with them at all. We are going to clarify these cards also before we get into the energy of your person and you. So the Four of Swords, definitely a lot of thinking. This is internal, they said internal conflict, which I don't think you necessarily have. But if you do about this situation, this is just saying take a time out. Think things through, because I think there's a part of you that may want to hear from whoever this person is. Maybe you just want to clear the air with them. They may come in and say, hey, listen, I really want to offer this to you. I've done a lot of thinking. If you've done the thinking, great. Let's chat about it. I really do think that this could be long-term. I think we're soulmates. I think this is something that we could build on, because the Four of Wands is definitely about either soulmate or twin flame relationships. And it's also very much about having a home together, building together. And with the Page of Pentacles, even though it may seem like a small offer or a small start, it's still a start. So maybe you need to think about that a bit when this person comes towards you and say, you know, I'm not sure if I really want to do this. This could be a new energy as well. If you've just recently met this person, somebody who's going to start small, but there's a part of you that feels like they're home, is what they're saying. So they feel like home to you. And maybe that's kind of a shock because you haven't experienced something like that recently. Maybe you had come out of a situation, just met somebody new, and now this is kind of like, wait a minute, this person really feels like home. They feel like a soulmate. They feel like somebody I already know. So it could start slow. It could start small, but it looks like it's going to move towards something really solid. So if that's a new person, most definitely I see that you're willing to open up to the possibility of what that could be. And if it's somebody else coming in that just wants to chat about things, I'm not sure. I don't think you're completely closed off to the idea of it. I don't know for sure. Some of you may hate your ex and don't want to hear from them at all, but most Libras are very balanced people. You tend to get along with your exes anyway. Some of you, I mean, there's going to be a few of you that just don't and don't want to have anything to do with them. And some you may and some you may not. Either way, in this case, I think both situations feel good, decent to me. They don't feel combative and nasty and argumentative. So then in the near future, the Nine of Wands in reverse, this could be still holding on to some things from the past. When it's in the upright, I like to think that this person's walking away from those things, having learned lessons. The wands to me, a lot of times feel like lessons. So in this case, it may be, you might still be, it's not quite the Ten of Wands where you're carrying it all on your back, but it's still there. So there could be some things that are still lingering in the back of your mind that you haven't been able to work through. And right now, this is in reverse, which means you're not stuck anymore. So if you've done a lot of work on yourself, maybe you've done a lot of spiritual work recently, it feels like you know how to get yourself unstuck or out of your head. And with the Nine of Wands, those few things that are still lingering in the back may still be bothering you, whatever it is. Maybe June's the month where you need to get unstuck and realize that you can move forward. To me, this is about communication. The Wands or the Swords can be. It depends on where they are in the reading. And in this case, this to me feels like, okay, yes, it could be that somebody's watching you, but this particular page has his back to these two cards, which feels like wanting to put behind you burdens of the past and also wanting to get unstuck. So maybe this is you just saying, I really want to move forward. I can approach a situation and speak about it clearly and let people know where I stand, but I don't want to carry any of this stuff with me into the future. This could be just kind of sitting back and watching what's going on around you. The Page of Wands can be the one who's looking at other people on social media. This could be that somebody's watching you on social media and maybe they don't feel like they can come forward and speak to you. Maybe there's too much that's already happened and between you and they just kind of keep up with what's going on. In this case, I kind of feel like it's you and that you really want to speak on, or sit back and watch and not necessarily talk about everything that's on your mind. Those things I think you need to hold within or keep private until you work through them yourself. All right, so Spirit wants you to focus on right now. The Fool in reverse just means, I would say this is a suggestion not to move too quickly. They can be foolish to take steps, you know, in the snap of a finger. I don't think you're going to do that. Taking a leap of faith, yes, is great, but the Fool card can also come out and mean different things, especially with different cards. And in this case, I feel like there's a part of you that's weighing out your options. So you don't want to take a leap. You don't want to take a chance yet and make a mistake and end up feeling like a fool. So in this case, I think you're weighing out your options, whether that be in love or in work. Maybe there's more than one person and you need to decide who it is that you really want to spend your time with. Maybe you're just reevaluating things and trying to make a decision from a really good perspective, like after having learned lessons, after having experienced the things you've already experienced, you don't want to make the same mistakes. So you don't want to jump into anything too quickly. That's where I feel like, you know, that's the kind of juggling you're doing right now. I don't think you're juggling necessarily more than one person, maybe a couple of different energies. And with the sun in reverse, so you could be dealing with a Leo. I will point out the signs really quickly. So we have Cancer. I'm sensing Gemini. That just came out of nowhere. They said it. I do feel a Capricorn energy. Possibly Virgo is very strong. And I think I said Cancer. So those are the ones that are sticking out to me. With the sun in reverse, things probably haven't gotten to the place that you want them to just yet. This could be that maybe you thought that things were going to move a little bit quicker, and you're weighing out like, okay, how long is this going to take before I'm going to get to the place where I really feel fulfilled? It's finding happiness in every single moment and every single day. There is around you. I think you recognize that, but maybe you haven't reached that point that you really wanted to reach just yet. Spirit recognizes that. So it's finding happiness and joy in the small things, right? And in this case, you're going to find your happiness. You've just got to figure out what it is that's going to make you happy. That's a lot of what they're saying with the Fool in reverse and the Two of Pentacles. Figure it out, weighing out your options, thinking things through, deciding what it is. That's, I think, the biggest message is that you need to decide what's going to make you the happiest. And June may be that time where you are able to really figure that out, which is great. It helps you figure out how you want to balance things. Maybe because right now you're just not looking into really settling down into a relationship because you want to make sure that you pick one that is balanced. And then because you've had problems in the past, maybe being victorious in relationships where things may have moved too quickly and now they're slowed down because you really want a positive, brand new beginning. The Ace of Swords in this deck for me is about the King and Queen. So finding somebody who's going to be your equal, your match, balance like you, because you're very balanced. Libras always are. They're very much about equality. And I think that that's going to help you find your happiness. Okay. Let's go ahead and clarify the Chariot card with the Four of Pentacles and see what messages we have for that. All right. We have Judgment in reverse and the King of Swords, and then we have the Two of Wands. So what in this case, I feel like there was somebody that maybe you thought you had a future with, and something didn't happen because Judgment's in reverse. Either there was a harsh decision made, somebody could have just cut you off and just walked away and shocked you. If that's not the case, which I feel like it is, or it was you just made a decision to cut somebody completely out, the King of Swords. So this is a kind of a different energy from the one I was picking up on. Well, we have the Knight of Swords and then we have the King of Swords in reverse. So this is making a decision to really cut things, make things clear. But being in reverse, maybe this is a time when you need to make that decision. So if you haven't yet, June may be the time. So there's a couple different things I'm getting. So this could have been an energy of somebody who cut things off and ran and you never understood why. Or this could be that there's a decision that needs to be made and it hasn't been made yet, and maybe June's the time that you need to make that decision, or it's coming up and you feel it coming up because that is your recent past. Somebody has something to say. It's very clear to me. They want to come in and ask you to make a decision about something, or you're pressing somebody else to make a choice. And maybe you just are up to your neck with waiting on other people to make decisions. Okay. So we have the World in reverse, a need to close this cycle out. Three of Cups in reverse, and then the Seven of Swords. So you could have been dealing with somebody who seemed a little deceitful. So this is shifting into a different energy. If you have a really nasty ex, this is that person who's showing up. They could be back in your energy. I don't want to say that they are always the thief and the person who has, lied, stolen, cheated. Sorry, I just got a text I hate to bring this up while I'm doing a video, but somebody asked me to do a check-in because there was a missing girl. So I've done that before and been able to help out. Anyway, it's a really sad story, so I don't want to bring that up in this reading. This person's energy is definitely someone who takes what they want from a situation and walks away. They can come in, take everything, leave you high and dry, or they come in and bleed you dry and just leave you for dead. It's terrible, I'm sorry, but this is the type of energy it is. So you may have an ex who was really crappy and their energy is just kind of swarming around here, wanting to linger in your presence. You may not be able to actually detach from this person. Let's say you have a child with them, or there's something else going on that's keeping you attached. So it just feels like this cycle really needs to be closed out. The Three of Cups in reverse, not really happy with it. Maybe there's something going on where there's contracts that need to be signed. There's something going on where there's not happiness in the situation. I feel like something needs to be resolved, closed out, a decision needs to be made, and you need to like cut it off for good or figure out a solution now. And June could be the time that you're doing it, because all of these are in reverse, so it hasn't happened quite yet. Whoever this person is, I'm sensing, is quite manipulative. Yeah. Your cutoff game needs to get stronger, or you need to figure out how to resolve this situation. It just feels, it feels super, not just toxic, but just draining. And then we have the High Priestess in reverse and the Nine of Cups in reverse and the Ace of Pentacles. So this moves into a good place, because in the near future, maybe there were times when you didn't trust your intuition and now you're realizing where that was. If it was, you know, relationships of the past, it's not about making mistakes, it's about learning the lessons and appreciating the lessons. That's when you know you're growing. When you can look back at a situation, I'm stuttering a lot today, guys, sorry. When you can look back at a situation and say, I'm not angry anymore, I'm grateful for the lessons. That's when you know you've really moved on and healed. And then we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. It was something that didn't make you happy, obviously. I think pushing forward and using your intuition is going to be important to find your happiness in the future, because you do have one coming. This to me is an offer of a new job. It could be maybe doing something independently. Maybe there's a real push and drive to create your own business so that you don't have to rely on other people or work for somebody else. That could be it. But it feels like there's a need to get back in touch with your intuition in the near future, because that's what's going to help make you happy. Your wish fulfillment, sorry, the phone shook, comes with knowing what you want and getting really in touch with that. So if you've had to back away from your spiritual practices or whatever it is that you do, it's time to sort of take a step back into that and really work on what's going to make you happy. You know, take 5 minutes a day and breathe. Do whatever you got to do, but find that balance, because some things, all of these in reverse, tell me that there's some things that are still shaken up that need to be resolved, which means June's going to be a good time to take care of those things. No, you don't want to move too quickly with the Fool in reverse. And yes, you've got a lot on your plate with the Two of Pentacles. So let's clarify those and see what's going on with the Fool and the Two of Pentacles. All right, so we have the Hangman. So basically taking a break, and then the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and then we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. So right now it's holding back. I think you want to protect yourself from anything emotional. The Knight of Cups forward motion is somebody who takes love slow, brings in just enough that somebody feels like they're interested. In this case, I think you want to take a break. Maybe there's just no interest in really putting yourself out there. Even if you're talking to different people or a negative ex pops up, I think you're just going to be guarded and take a time out with the Hangman. There's a little bit of reflection that feels like it needs to be done throughout the month. Working on your independence, working on, maybe there's some things that have resurfaced for you. It could be this situation that makes you feel a little insecure. Maybe there's something happening at work, but whatever it is, there's working on you is going to be important, because the Nine of Pentacles is definitely about putting in a lot of effort. Eight of Pentacles is about the work you do. Nine of Pentacles is about finding the independence after having put in all the work. So there needs to be a little bit of work done on self for this month, for sure, with that in reverse. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get into the person that you're thinking about. Go ahead and think about them while I clear the cards, and then we will check into what their energy is and what your energy is, and then we'll get the romance angels. So tell me about Libra's person. Tell me about Libra's person. Okay, so whoever it is that's on your mind, this particular person could be totally different from what I just read. This person, okay. They have patience, but they're not emotionally available. They come in with small offers, but they tend to come in with toxic, repetitive behaviors. So if they come back towards you, I think you're going to realize that this person is maybe not for you. If this is who's on your mind, they don't feel good. They're not a balanced person. They definitely have toxic behaviors. You're going to have to make a decision. So judgment is all about making that decision. If this is somebody that you're currently with and you're trying to decide whether you need to leave them, this is an indication this person's never going to change. So if you have questions about whether they are bruised emotionally or emotionally unavailable, yes, you're correct. They have very toxic tendencies. So they could be somebody who overdrinks, uses drugs, something like that. They definitely hold back. I feel like what they try to portray as patience is really just only giving you enough. It's kind of that breadcrumb feeling, just giving you enough to keep you around, but the energy is always toxic. So once they're back in your life, it's like things don't go in the right direction, is what I want to say. They'll come in, they'll give you just enough of an offer maybe to keep you hanging, but there's Sagittarius energy here, Capricorn, and Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio with the King of Cups, I feel. All right, so with you, we've got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, the King of Wands, the Star card, and then the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So something that needs to be worked on, or you have put a lot of work in. I think you're just really tired, and maybe this is what you're going to finally express to this person. With the Star card, this is going to require some healing. Whatever this person did, they did a number. It's like they would put work in and then they would stop. So you got the Seven of Pentacles, which came after. It's just not putting the effort in, and when they did, it's like they'd pull it back. So they go from saying, oh, I want to see this grow, put a little bit of work in, and then pull back their energy. So for you right now, I think you're tired of doing that. You're not going to keep putting the work into the situation. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. It's more about focusing on your passions and what you want to put your efforts into than it is about putting the energy back into this person. I just don't think they're good for you. It's obviously up to you. I can't make that decision for you, but they don't feel healthy. They don't feel like they put enough effort into their relationships. They only give as much as they have to. So if you're questioning that, I feel like this is only going to be for a few people. This is definitely not something that's going to be great long term because of their toxic behavior. All right, so I'm going to get the romance angels, and that typically will give us something completely different. So you might be looking for something new, and maybe you're trying to make a decision about whether judgment was there. So you need to make a decision about whether you want to hang on to this person or keep trying with them, whatever the case may be. But let's see what the romance angels make the effort. Express your love. Stay optimistic about your love life. And very soon. And then we have finances and career. So for some of you, it could be that there just needs to be a lot more work put into it. People don't change. So you can either accept the fact that they do what they do, which isn't, I don't think is good for you, but that's your choice, and try to work on it. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. But I think this for you is getting over a bad situation, healing, and moving forward into something that's new. There could be somebody possibly in your present that's coming around and wants to express their love to you, go ahead and make the romantic gesture. And then stay optimistic about your love life, positive thinking, and faith will bring you romance. This, I feel like, is disconnecting from this energy so that you can move forward, because I do feel like there was somebody that wanted to. There's a couple different scenarios in the main reading, so that Page of Pentacles felt like somebody new that wants to move towards you. That's a totally different energy than the other two I was picking up on. So stay optimistic, and then very soon clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. That's as clear as it can be. You need to make a decision about this situation and decide if you want to continue in that or move forward. If you're single and you have absolutely nobody, then somebody new, that energy is coming towards you. Okay, I'll get a Lover's Oracle, and then we will close it out with the Wisdom of the Oracle cards. This is for Libra. All right, this is for Libra. Beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess, equally so. The qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So just some inner work. When we talked about the Hangman, maybe it's taking a step back and saying, okay, are there things that I see in other people that maybe I don't like about me? That's a hard one. I had to go through that one. It really sucks. But sometimes we have to do it because people will show up as a mirror for us. And if there are things that we don't like about them, it could be things that we do we don't even realize we do. And that could be a good shift in making a new relationship work, because it'll be attracting a different type of energy. All right, there you have Deep Knowing, Breathe, Soulmates. This is perfect. Community, and then Chop Wood. Okay, so with Deep Knowing, I think you know that this is the decision that you need to make about a past situation or cutting out old toxic relationships. Breathe, like I said, take a step back. This reduces to an 11. We've talked about twin flames and soulmates in this reading. Reflect. Definitely go back to doing some meditating or breathing or whatever it is that gets you in a really good place where it helps you make clear decisions. And then soulmates. There is that one person. I feel that energy around you. There's a couple different ones. It seems like there's a lot of thinking on your part, which could be why I'm bringing up all the different energies. But in this case, I do feel like one of them is definitely your soulmate, obviously. So in this case, I feel for most it's going to be a newer person. Definitely keep your eyes and ears open. Just make sure that you've done the work that you need to do. In other words, do your clearings or meditate or breathe or whatever so that you can clear that energy and draw that person into you. And then we have community. So it could be that you meet somebody through friends or being out and working in the community. 8 is infinity. So it's one of those things, like, it's going to happen eventually. The universe is not going to stop until this person is in your life. Whoever's meant for you or the right one for you is what it feels like. Okay, Libra, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Thank you so much for sticking with me. If you guys like the video, please do like and comment for me and subscribe. I'd love to have you with us for all of our readings. And then also I do personal readings. So if you'd like that, you can check out the description box below. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful month. I'll see you in next week's reading for the weeklies. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.